Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central. I'm Nayantara Rai. This is a show dedicated to startups, technology, entrepreneurship, disruption, anything to do with the new economy. Like most startups, we love constructive feedback. So ladies and gentlemen, keep writing into us. Tell us what you think of the show, how we can improve this show. Our email address right on top, suc@etnow.tv. Pitch to us. Who knows, maybe one day you could even be a part of the show. I'm also on Twitter. You can reach out to me directly. Time now to put a spotlight on a startup which I have a feeling will be hogging a lot of the limelight in the new year. It's already got a valuation close to $800 million. And here's a 6-year-old joining us on Startup Central, Albinder Dhindsa. Not physically 6 years old, but his startup is 6 years old. Thanks, Albinder. I believe Grofers' birthday is tomorrow, so congratulations. It's been a dream run, but it's come with its challenges. And I'm sure when you look back at it, now a valuation of $800 million, do you think 2020 will be the year where you'll hit that coveted unicorn status?
Thank you for having me, Nayantara, and thanks for the kind words. I think while we don't really sort of think about, valuations, or we don't obsess about valuations as much as a lot of the focus around startups do, but I think it would be nice to get there still, and we certainly hope that it happens this year.
Okay, so you've done your F round, fundraising round as well. Do you think you need to tap in for more funds? Do you have a strong expansion plan for your 7th year?
So, we are okay for now, but definitely we'll be looking to raise sometime during this year. I think we have a pretty good strategy sort of going forward. We have a path to profitability across most of our cities. So I think we will hopefully, do one more round of fundraising before hopefully being able to take the company public or trying to do something bigger with the resources that we have. But yeah, I think it would be something that would be in the cards this year.
So you do have ambitions for an IPO. It's something which we have not seen in India take off, right? Now there's all this talk, or will we see IPOs being allowed by Indian internet companies at the NASDAQ? Will the government allow that? When you dream of taking your baby public, do you want to do that at Dalal Street, or are you looking at overseas markets?
I think we're a Singapore domiciled company, so we have quite a few options. I think for at least the next 2 years, the focus for the team is to kind of be, one of those Indian companies that is actually able to bring our economics and to bring our income statement to the point where we are actually a worthy asset, even if we decide to go public. So I think for now, like, all those options are open for us, but I think the focus on is definitely going to be to sort of keep an eye on what's happening in the market, but at the same time sort of make sure that we are getting our business to the place where it needs to be.
Albinder, if 2019 was a big lesson for, I think, all investors, all entrepreneurs, is that you've got to obsess with the EBITDA. You've got to look at the bottom line, and don't even look at an IPO before you actually become profitable. So while you're dreaming of an IPO, whether it's in 2020 or 2021, how profitable is Grofers?
So we have a few of our geographies which are actually profitable now. In fact, some of our geographies started getting profitable early part of the year, which gives us a lot of confidence that overall as a company we can be profitable in the next few years. And I think the lesson that you talked about is nothing new. I think that's just business fundamentals. But of course, I think now it's more accentuated in the current environment. But I think for us, the focus is that, in this segment, we do see a path to actually being able to build a sustainable business. And I think now it's down to us, our execution, and the ability of the team to kind of get us to the point where we will consider ourselves worthy as a public company. And we will see at that point of time sort of how the markets take it.
Even I agree that I think it should have been investment banking 101, the first thing that you learn, that you go public after you have a good EBITDA, after you've actually achieved profitability. But that has been turned out to be one of the big lessons. Albinder, do you want to share with us, you're now profitable in Delhi and Kerala, right? Are you planning to enter new geographies, strengthen your presence in the already profitable geographies, and maybe expand what you sell also on Grofers?
Sure. So actually, it's Delhi and Calcutta that are profitable for us, and a lot of our focus is actually going deeper in these two geographies. So we open cities like everything from Sonipat, Panipat, Meerut, Modinagar, which are a lot of the adjacent cities to Delhi. We're doing the same around Calcutta. We're doing Durgapur, Asansol. These are the new geographies that we've entered. We still are investing heavily in the western and the southern markets, primarily building up our capabilities there, trying to recruit new customers. So we continue to be loss-making those geographies, but we think like for the long run, like those are geographies that we would want to develop. We would like to take our proposition there, get there better as a business in those geographies. So we will continue doing it, but I think the expansion of geographies is going to be limited to territories where we are already showing that, look, we can actually generate a profit in these areas.
I also wanted to ask you that, I think you're totally in about 27 cities last count, and you're going to look at consolidating operations exactly from what you're saying. You've had now some global giants enter the space, whether it is an Amazon with its pantry, or look what Flipkart is trying to do. You've got Swiggy, which also wants to start and has started delivering, right? You've got Dunzo, which is trying to be hyper-local in this space as well. Has this kind of competition dented Grofers?
I think, look, when it comes to the Amazon and the Flipkarts of the world, I think they come in with a lot more resources into the space. But I think they also come in with a lot fewer people asking them questions about whether what they're doing makes sense. We don't have that luxury. So we have to kind of prove ourselves to our investors, to our employees, that this is something worthy, that this is something we should be building. With respect to the more hyper-local plays, I think we started off actually as most like what Swiggy is doing right now or what Dunzo is doing right now. We've kind of seen that picture and we kind of decided to move away from it for certain reasons. And I think the market condition hasn't really changed to say that those things don't apply in the market still. So we're not really worried about that part of it. Amazon, Flipkart, I think we are conscious of them, but so far we've built a very healthy lead and we've been competing them for, I think, against Amazon for 4.5 years and against Flipkart for the last 3 years in the grocery space, and our business is still significantly bigger than them and a lot more healthier. So we will just keep betting on ourselves that we will continue that streak and solve the problems that are harder to solve and keep growing on the back of those.
And what about just the way deliveries will take place? Whether it's the drones and the videos that we see that Amazon releases overseas or what Dunzo has released recently. Is Grofers looking at any of that?
So we have a very unique delivery distribution model where Grofers does not have any delivery people on their payroll. And we are primarily using local stores as storage and delivery points to the end customers. And in fact, in our segment, where the average order weighs about 15 kgs, it's hard to imagine a drone being built anytime soon that can carry 15 kgs. So I think we will stick to the old school, carrying the deliveries on a motorcycle or on a four-wheeler, but we will bet on the entrepreneurship of local shopkeepers, the small businesses in India. We work with about 6,000 of them already, that they will actually help us keep getting these products to the customers very quickly and at a low cost, so that we can be competitive with any drones that can carry 15 kgs in the near future.
As we wrap this year, would you say that one of the crisis or advantage opportunities for you was the recent onion price saga?
Yes. We are actually trying to see if we can help our customers, even though we don't really dabble that much in fruits and vegetables. We have been sort of very aggressive in scouring the country, trying to find the right kind of prices, purchasing in a lot of quantities to be able to offer a lot of the benefits to the end customers. And I think it's a good opportunity to also introduce the fact that Grofers in general stands for low prices for the end customers. So even if it's onion crisis or there are no onion crisis, I think we will still be selling onions at a pretty good price to the end customers.
So that, right, during the entire crisis. Albinder, before I let you go, because you have access to some pretty good data in urban India, that what it is that Indians are eating and consuming. Anything interesting that showed up on the charts as we wrap up the year?
I think we've seen a little bit of consumption weakness in the last 2 months, which usually it ends up picking up at this time of the year. After Diwali, there is a slump, and then consumption starts picking up. This year, it has been slightly sluggish. It could also have to do with the fact that we are very heavily indexed to the north, and as you probably know, it's turning out to be quite a cold winter. But I think that has been the only thing that it's not statistically significant right now, I would say, but it's definitely been a trend that we noticed in November, late November and early December, that consumption still seems to be a little bit sluggish, not as fast-paced as to pick back up as last year was.
And does that mean that you've had to rewrite your plans, rework your plans as well?
It's not significant enough for us to do that, but if the trend continues, and we hope that by January, a lot of this will be sorted out, especially in our segment. We feel that the weakness might be weaker in fashion or electronics, but in grocery, which is kind of almost a compulsory purchase, even small bips matter. So we'll be monitoring it for sure. But as of now, there is nothing we're planning to intervene over here. I think we will sort of continue to stick with our plans and just see how this plays out.
Albinder, before I wrap up, you want to share with us what has been Grofers' biggest moment in 2019 and what yours and Grofers' New Year resolution is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2019 was a pretty good year for us. I think the best memory of the year, though, is when we did our Independence Day sale this year, which is the Grofers Orange Bag Days. We actually hit, I think, run rate of about $70 million per month, and that kind of made us the 4th largest grocer in the country, both online and offline, and that was something special. And I think this has been a pretty good year, and we hope that 2020 is even better. And thank you so much for featuring us the day before that we actually turned 6 years old as a company.
Well, happy birthday to you, Albinder, and all the very best to the entire team at Grofers. Thanks for the interview and a very happy New Year.